Unbelievable. He was moving that soccer ball down the field, and it appeared he might even kick a goal, his first in his whole 2 years at Beacon Heights. Concentrating, pumped with adrenaline, he didn't notice that his teammates weren't anywhere near him. No one was helping him. He had no protection, no chance to pass, but it didn't matter because Jeremy was going to do it, make a goal. He pulled his eyes off the ball just for a second, barely in time to notice that the goalie was a Beacon Heights Bulldog. Frantically, the goalie waved his arms and shook his head, but not in time to stop Jeremy's foot, which had already begun its trajectory to kick the ball into the net. A perfect kick. Jeremy scored for the Midvale Marauders. He'd kicked a goal at the wrong end of the field, scoring a point for the opposing team. Coach looked ready to burst a blood vessel as he screamed at Jeremy to get off the field. The Marauders looked ready to bust a gut, punching one another in hilarity while they laughed themselves stupid. The Bulldogs, well, Jeremy knew what would be coming later from his teammates. He was used to it. At school, he was constantly getting tripped in the halls, in the aisles, on the gym floor, in the locker room. The other guys had raised tripping Jeremy to an art form. He figured that today, since he'd blown the game, he'd be in for a world-class tripping. He was right. In the locker room, 3 of his teammates choreographed it perfectly. As one tripped him, another bumped Jeremy's left shoulder from behind, while a third boy in front of him shoved Jeremy's right shoulder, whipping him around so he pitched face down onto a bench. "Jeremy, grab a towel and hold it under your nose," the coach bellowed in disgust. "You're getting blood all over the floor." The bleeding stopped, but the swelling didn't. Afterward, walking home, Jeremy hung inside the late afternoon shadows so no one could notice him. He hoped his mother wouldn't get home until the swelling had gone down at least a bit. If she saw it, she'd just sigh and shake her head in that pitying way, wondering how she ever produced such an incompetent son. But his mother rarely got home before 8 or 9 at night. Usually she had dinner with a client. Jeremy didn't have to worry about his father seeing his swollen nose, since his father never saw him at all. Once in a while, Jeremy would find his father's picture in Forbes magazine or in the business section of U.S. News and World Report, which listed him as one of the computer industry's rich, triumphant successes. He owned a corporation that designed printed circuit boards. With Bill Gates and Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, Jeremy's father had been in the right place at the right time when the computer revolution took off. Not once since his parents' divorce 12 years ago had Jeremy and his father come face to face. Like clockwork, though, every year on Jeremy's birthday, a van would back up to the front door of his house. 2 techno brains would carry in a brand new computer with the most powerful chip produced that particular year, with the greatest amount of memory, the fastest modem, and the biggest monitor or screen. They'd install the new computer and transfer all of Jeremy's previous programs onto its hard drive, then pick up last year's computer to haul it away. Did his father actually order the world's best PC each year for Jeremy's birthday? Did he speak the words, "I want a top-of-the-line personal computer system delivered to my son"? Or was it just a digital instruction, programmed to come up automatically on the screens of the 2 techno brains? It didn't matter. Equipment like that would have made Jeremy the envy of his friends, if he'd had any.